The views and opinions in the following program remain those of the producer, and in no way reflect the views and opinions of Medford Community Cablevision, its board of directors, management, or other affiliates.
I'm Faiven Fashazien, and I'm with Medford Cable News, and we're here at the 86th Annual Medford Chamber of Commerce Awards. Our big award recipient tonight is the Citizen of the Year with Jack Dempsey. The mayor is here, along with so many other wonderful speakers, so we're looking forward to covering this story.
Welcome, everyone, to the 86th Annual Medford Chamber of Commerce installation of its offices and awards banquet. Anybody here been here for 86 years? Have been to one of these banquets? Charlotte, of course. Charlotte's always been here. My name is John Veneziano, and I am the MC of tonight's event. This next gentleman does not need an introduction if you're not from Medford, but the Honorable Mayor Michael McGlynn. The mayor will now do his impression of the Godfather.
Thank you, John. I have a little bit of laryngitis. I don't know if I'm going to make it the whole evening, so I have a few presentations to make, and I'd like to make them now. And first of all, I'd like to congratulate Charlotte and all of her incoming officers and pledge to them that I'll be there to work with you on all of the projects that the Chamber and my administration have worked hand in hand on in recent years to help expand the economic vitality of our community. And I know you do a great job because you've always been a leader all the time that I have known you with any project you've been involved with. So congratulations and best wishes. And I would like to make a presentation to the outgoing president because it's been a year of transition. There's been a smooth transition. There have been a number of great meetings. There has been an open and cordial and working relationship between his office and my office and moving things forward in the city. And we have some items that he has brought forth that Charlotte will carry on with that we hope to get done in the next few months, one being the garage and the other looking at the liquor laws in the community and the seating capacity. But one gentleman who has taken some of the hits because he has been the president has done such a great job is Frank Collin. I'd like to ask Frank if you would come forward so I can present to him the key receipt. Presented to Frank Collin, recognition of your outstanding and dedicated service as the president of the Medford Chamber of Commerce. Congratulations. There's another gentleman here who has been very active in the community, not only in the past year, but over the entire course of his life. And he's the gentleman who's getting the Executive Director's Award this evening, Rick Caviello. And anybody who knows Rick is only happy if he's involved in 6, 8, 9, 10 things at once in trying to make the quality of life better for everybody. I think he's been doing a tremendous job in the community, and I would like to make a presentation to Rick. But because he's done so much, I've already given him a couple of keys to the city, so you're going to get the plate to the city. And this plate is one that was struck back during the bicentennial when my dad was the mayor. It was used to raise money to help pay for the parade and other events surrounding that. And it symbolizes our city seal, everything good about the city and good about you. Congratulations, Tom.
I've got a whole bunch of keys. Now that I'm on the city council, he doesn't want to give me a key because he knows I know where the money is now.
But I trust you. And finally, I'd like to just say a few words about a dear friend of mine who is the Citizen of the Year, Jack Dempsey. And my wife said, "You're not going anywhere tonight." I said, "Honey, I'll be fine, don't worry about it, because if I'm not there, Jack's going to kill me. I've got to be there for him." And I've known Jack for a long time. Anyone who grew up in Medford and doesn't know one of the Dempseys or the Pegley rules or so many other members of the family, means you don't get out of the house often, because there are a bundle of them. And Jack, over the course of time, was very active in the business community, where he had the running store down in Haines Square, Action Video, and Dempsey's Muffins, which everybody's very familiar with. But his big break came, his dream was fulfilled, when he became a teacher at Medford High School to teach audiovisual, because his goal in life was to take in video and make a history of the lives of people in our community and everything that they have been involved in. And Tom Convy told me at one time that he is best described as the greatest volunteer Medford has seen in many, many years, who, on his own time, made sure that he took all his free periods at the high school, gave up his time, and went and did a documentary with Tom Convy on 75 veterans who fought in World War II, and talked about them leaving the safety of their home and going and fighting in World War II. And those documentaries are now in the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C. And for that, Jack was recognized by the members of Congress for keeping that history alive so that future generations will be able to learn more about the greatest generation. For anybody who's been to any of the functions and celebrations in our community, this gentleman since 1982 has documented all of them. The celebratory parades, the centennial celebration of the city, the millennium, the construction of the new schools, the construction of the wind turbine, the reconstruction of facilities and parks throughout our communities. He's the man behind the camera that poignantly catches the expression on the veterans' faces. We dedicate monuments next to the high school to the Vietnam, Korean, and World War II veterans. He's the man who catches, it gives people a thrill when they have a chance to see their children and their nieces and nephews and grandchildren marching in the parades that are all documented. And he's done this over and over and given of his own time to make a history of our community. And because of what TV3 has done, and because of what Jack Dempsey and others have done in the audiovisual program, sometime in the beginning of June, we are going to be one of 6 communities in the United States of America to be involved in a program called Open Voice. It's Houston, Texas, Fresno, California, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Miami, Florida, Peterborough, New Hampshire, and Medford, Massachusetts. Because we have such a large amount of content on our community that is stored in both of these access facilities, so people around the country, around the world, will be able to access this new site that's being set up and tested right now, so that people will be able to see how Medford treats and honors their veterans, how they help to educate their kids in the schools, how they celebrate the quality of life in the community. And Jack has given hundreds and hundreds of hours of his own time to make this happen. And that's the reason with TV3 and the educational Channel 15 and 16 that we were chosen as one of these communities, because there's no sense setting up a program if there's no content. So Jack, I wanted to be here. Where's Jack? I want to be here also to thank you for everything you have done and to present to you the key to us.
He settled with him back in the early 80s and 90s. John Lonigan, Dom Kamara, I think you guys know who that is. He's right over there. Marshall Sloan, Bob Roselli, That's to name a few, and I'm sure I left a bunch out, but it really is an amazing group. Now I would like to talk about some of the recipients who have really meant a lot to me. Starting with Tom Conway. Unfortunately, Tom couldn't make it here tonight due to some health issues. Tom has been a mentor to me since I met him in the early 80s while I was co-owner of the Dave McGilvey Money Center. And Dave over here, and I'm very happy to see him here, is somewhere over here. My partner, there he is, right over there. And Tom was president of the Salem Street Business Association at the time. For years, Tom's relentless approach to getting sponsorship and advertisement for the Salem Street Business Association, just like John was mentioning, he was definitely a go-getter. Taught me some great lessons in persistence. Working with Tom for over a year on videotaping the Greatest Generation project was an eye-opener for me. Tom's dedication and commitment to locating and contacting and interviewing some 95 World War II veterans, not 75 like the mayor said, but he was close. Tom interviewed 95 World War II veterans, and I'd say 90% of them were from the city of Medford. And having them speak about their experiences during the war was remarkable. Then, having a video project accepted into the Library of Congress to be preserved forever is a great tribute to a man who is truly an American hero. I hope Tom gets well very fast. Tony Lucci. When I was 10 years old, I went to Tony Lucci's sporting goods store in Medford Square to buy a baseball glove. I didn't have enough money. Tony did not take my money and gave me the glove for free. Throughout the years, this was a trademark of this great man. Jack McGlynn. My parents would be 109 and 107 if they were living today. While I was a youngster growing up in Medford, Jack McGlynn was the mayor for a good period of time. I think my parents thought he was the Pope because they could never say enough great things about this guy. Jack has been an icon in the city of Medford forever and is a class act. And I believe Jack is 90 years old, if I'm not wrong, and a tremendous World War II veteran. And once again, Ben Averbuck, over there. Ben is 90 years old and still working at City Hall. For many years, Ben has been organizing free summer concerts for the citizens of Medford, as well as presenting a very important alcohol, drug, and safety awareness program for the students of Medford High School during the prom season. He is always looking for a reason to help someone. Dave McGilvey, my former partner in business at the Dave McGilvey Money Center in Haynes Square, and currently the race director of the Boston Marathon. Dave's exploits in fundraising for the Jimmy Fund are legendary. Through his incredible endurance runs and during many of his accomplishments, I worked with Dave as a promotion man and a videographer. Over the years, I've been fortunate to have the opportunity to videotape some of the most amazing events, many of them involving former Citizens of the Year recipients. I have videotaped Dave McGilvey running up the Empire State Building, up and down Mount Washington, the East Coast, running the Boston Marathon, swimming in the Atlantic Ocean. But I gotta just add something that now looking at him, he almost died in the Atlantic Ocean. This is when he did his New England triathlon, where he swam, ran, and cycled around all of New England for, I don't know, 40 days or something. He'd like swim a mile, he had to swim a mile every morning. He had to run 22 or 24 miles and bike another 50 or so. But in one very, very scary incident, we were in the Atlantic Ocean, we were right off of Woods Hole, and I don't know how cold the water was, but he had to do his mile, and I was on the boat, it was shaking, I was getting a little seasick myself, but Dave was, he did it, and he came out, and it was a very scary moment, but the incredible person that he is. Obviously, he's still here. He completed it, and he's run about a zillion miles since. Swimming in the Atlantic Ocean, Lake Winnipesaukee, Wright's Pond, and the old high school pool. I have videotaped him running in Fenway Park, Foxborough Stadium, and the Boston Garden. I have videotaped State Representative Paul Donato running in the Celebrity Mile in Medford back in 1983 that Dave and I put on. He was running alongside New England Patriots, Steve Grogan, Don Hasselbeck, Jim Nance, also Steve Kabursky, and Hank Finkel of the Boston Celtics, and a whole bunch of other celebrities who I can't remember at the time. I videotaped a wild turkey crashing through 3 windows in the Medford High School Vocational School. And just going a little back on that, I remember going up to Sal Tadao, who was the headmaster at the time, and I told him, Sal, I have incredible video. You want me to bring it to TV5, Channel 7? He said, no, we can't do that. It's going to really make the school look bad. It took them 6 hours to capture the turkey. I videotaped a fire and a flood in the high school. The construction of the new schools with weekly updates from Jack Buckley. I forget how many years that took. I can remember standing in mud, standing in buildings, inside the schools as they were building them with a hard hat on, climbing ladders. It was an amazing video that I made. Numerous dedications of famous Medford war heroes and city icons. Paul Revere riding through the streets of Medford. Mayor McGlynn standing on the roof of the Andrews School, standing on a ladder inside the wind turbine, and getting a hole-in-one at his own golf tournament for the benefit of the Medford High School athletic program. You might want to ask him about the hole-in-one, though. A little bit of editing was involved in that. 1,000 rubber duckies floating down the Mystic River. 5,000 Medford residents singing Jingle Bells in Medford Square in 20-degree weather, breaking the Guinness Book of World Records. There were many more events, but the one that highlighted my career was videotaping and listening to the amazing heart-wrenching stories of our Medford World War II heroes from the greatest generation. I am proud to have been able to contribute my services to make the great city of Medford what it is today. I would like to thank the Chamber of Commerce and everyone who has been part of this great event. I will always cherish this moment. Thank you very much.
I'm going to tell you 2 quick stories about Jack. Jack, sit down. Jack, just like I can start this. Jack, my dear friend, who we have had a great relationship over the years. Last spring, was it? Last spring, my kids woke up and they said, Dad, somebody's stuck flamingos all over our front lawn. Now, I consider myself to be pretty perceptive, and I said, I don't know who it was, Marty Murphy. Because Marty's kids and my kids used to change the lawn furniture in the houses all the time, take each other's bikes, and so I said, I can't believe he hasn't matured enough to get off this stuff. So I said, we're going to get his house tonight. My kids came and said, Dad, don't do anything, Marty had nothing to do with it. I said, what are you talking about? It said you've been flocked by the softball team, the girls softball team at the high school. It was a fundraiser. In order to get them off of your lawn, you had to pay. So I called over the young lady who at the time and said, I have a check here, you come and take the flamingos, but as long as you're here, I want you to go to Marty Murphy's house. And he owns Montfield Plaza. He's got a bundle of money. So make sure you charge them double what I'm paying. So how did I know? The young lady I was talking to grew up with Marty's daughters. And I was sold out right away. But I did find out in that discussion with Marty that the ringleader, the guy who organized this whole thing, was a guy named Jack Dempsey. He was there at night. Hey, this would be in this open voice library too. He was there at night videoing them as they're sticking them on the lawn. And that's what he does in his spare time to try and help kids. The other thing I thought was very interesting, Jack's an avid runner and another citizen, past citizen here, David Gilby was here. The two of them were involved in a lot of running exploits together. But Jack still runs. He runs up at the Middlesex Fells. And he was in there running I think again it was last spring. Took a header, split open his leg. The blood is gushing out. He only had like a half an hour to run. But as he looked up, there was a big dog looking at him. And the blood's coming down his leg. And Jack thought he was a goner until his owner showed up. But Jack was taken to the hospital. They said, you're going to need a number of stitches. Jack said, what time is it? He says, 5 minutes is free. He said, I'm supposed to video a young man who's trying to get into college. And he's an athlete, and he has to have this tape to go with his application. It can be whether he gets in or he doesn't. Could you just wrap it up? And then I promise I'll come back and I'll get it sewn up. So he went and videoed that kid, and then he came back. I should say a student. And then he got his leg sewn up. That's the type of guy Jack is.
Can you imagine if he had his voice? I'd be here all night. I guess I'll be back here later.
Hey, Mayor, remember to leave the gun and take the cannolis, okay? Yeah, thank you again for my very suit. It's to present the Executive Director's Award. The Director of the Medford Chamber of Commerce, Jody, call it in the air, Coyne. Jody.
Good evening. I would like to welcome you all to the 86th Annual Banquet. For those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Jody Coyne, and I'm the Executive Director of the Medford Chamber of Commerce. Tonight, I have the honor of recognizing one particular chamber member that has gone above and beyond to help the chamber succeed over this past year. The honor is being bestowed upon RC Brand Coach and Limousine and its owner, Rick Carviello. This past year has been a challenge for the chamber because there was no executive director to run the day-to-day operations of the office. Rick stepped up to this challenge to make sure that the office succeeded in its quest in the business community. He volunteered his time by coming in late at night to do everyday tasks that needed to be done in the office. After I came on board in September of 2011, Rick was still there to help. He continues to pop into the office a few days a week just to see if I need any help. He trained me on the day-to-day operations of the office. I can and have called him at any time, day or night, with a question, and he is always available. Rick, as the chairman of our program committee, is also instrumental in organizing our speaker series at the chamber. He has single-handedly responsible for getting Lieutenant Governor Tim Murray, Congressman Mike Capiano, and State Auditor Suzanne Bump to speak at our luncheon series. Through all of this, Rick was also able to successfully run for and get elected to our city council. Not a small feat, I might add. So with all of that said, I am honored to present the 2012 Executive Director Award to RC Brand Coach and Limousine and Rick.
Thank you. Just about a year ago today, I stood up here and I turned over a healthy and strong Chamber of Commerce Frank call. Sometimes things happen along the course of our group that are beyond our control. We had a director that took ill and wasn't able to fulfill her job. So after a couple of months of really, we were all, as a board, in a panic and figuring out what to do, we kind of realized that we were in trouble. And Cheryl did 6-7 years of hard work, and I personally didn't want to see our chamber lose those years of hard work that she put in and let us fall back to the dark ages that many of us remember the chamber being before Cheryl came on. It was a challenge to do it amongst my own job, and we were trying to hire a director. Fortunately, we were still strong in the community, and we found Jody and hired her, and thank God she was able to take over for me, because as I said, my plate was kind of full. But again, I want to thank Jody for choosing me and all the directors that helped us during that tough time of the chamber, so we were able to survive and be here tonight with this great group of people. Thank you.
At this time, I would like to talk about a person that I feel has been an excellent and caring member of the Board of Directors as our president. As you know, I am talking about Frank Hall. Of course, one of Frank's most memorable accomplishments this year was hiring me. But in all seriousness, one of Frank's challenges before I joined the staff at the chamber was his acceptance of the responsibility to keep the executive office performing, and we need to commend him for that task. Undoubtedly, throughout his tenure as the president of the chamber, Frank was an excellent leader. He has brought the chamber into the 21st century. Some of Frank's accomplishments include such things as putting the chamber on all social networks and revamping the entire chamber website. This was a particularly excellent enhancement because it provided our members with easier access to chamber information. The site became much more user-friendly. It gave everyone first-hand news as to what was going on in the chamber at any given moment. Another of Frank's achievements was the organization of the speaker roster for our luncheon series. With this, we increased our revenue by almost 30%. Frank has also spent many hours outside of his regular full-time job to ensure that the chamber continues to be a successful partnership for the businesses in Medford. His contributions have been untiring and plentiful, and I just want to say that as the Executive Director of the Medford Chamber of Commerce, I know you will join me in thanking Frank for his service to the Chamber, and that we look forward to his continuing support as an ongoing member of the Board of Directors. We are very happy to have had the opportunity to work with Frank and to have him guide us through the past year as our President. As a member of the Board of Directors, his contributions will continue to be helpful and useful to us all. At this time, Frank, I would like to present you with this gift as a token of our appreciation for your service throughout the past year.
So I get to speak now, and I follow that. And John. So I was going to start like this, but a good friend told me it was a good idea because I was afraid of my stress. Started out going into the year. I actually started this year, I don't know if you'll remember, with a very thick, full head of black hair. And this is how it ended up, so be careful. Be careful. We all know our boys, right? That's what happens. But wow, I mean, this has been a fantastic night so far. And we still have the incoming president, Charles Scary, speak, and citizen of the Jack Dempsey, so I'm just a filler, and I want to start off by saying what an honor it's been by serving as the Medford Chamber of Commerce president over the past year. It's flown by, it's been fun, it's been a lot of hard work, and I'm proud to say it's been an extremely successful year for the Medford Chamber of Commerce. And before we get going anymore, before I forget, John, what an MC John's been, and I just wanted to thank him personally for being an MC. But John, I mean, I'm not going to call you out, but I thought we were going to see you breakdance here in the middle of the floor.
Nice job, my friend.
You started some jams, you worked yourself out, and then you came back behind the podium. But we're lucky enough also this year to have Jack Dempsey as our Citizen of the Year. His volunteer efforts in the city of Medford are just simply incredible. I was in school, and Jack was a teacher there, and a coach, and did multiple things, and that was a little while ago. But you can't have an event in the city without seeing Jack rolling tape to make sure it's all captured. I'm excited to say that he's the 2012 Citizen of the Year, and welcome him to that honored group in the city. It's special for the chamber to have you in there, Jack, and it's a tremendous group for you to have, as I'm sure Dominic can tell you. I had some goals when I took over the job last year, and I think we accomplished a lot of them. I wanted to make sure the chamber was financially sound, so we had a base off which to continue to do the great things that we do around the city. We did that this year by our speaker series and by raising more money than we have over the past 4 years. We needed to hire a new executive director, which was probably my major challenge. I said one of my major challenges, but my major challenge in the first 6 months of my term. We wanted somebody who cared about the community, who knew the community, and more importantly, could manage 20 type A personalities in one room. Which for everyone who knows anyone on the board knows that is a tremendous task. So finally, we found Jody Coyne, who planned this whole night thing. And I think she deserves her own round of applause. So Jody, Charlotte and I got you some flowers just to thank you for your service tonight. So thank you. I also wanted the chamber, and Jody, you had this on my tongue there. I should have let you read my speech beforehand. But I also wanted the chamber, as I said last year, probably 5 or 6 times, to be a more in-your-face chamber. I wanted you to know we were out there, we were active, we were present. So we're now on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. We developed a new website over the past year. We discovered, funny enough, we put out a new Discover Medford book. We started emails to our members on a regular basis about upcoming events or even just promoting your business. And what you haven't seen yet, what's still to come, is we're starting a newsletter that we've been developing for the past couple months, and it will be going out to you bi-weekly, and it will be starting next week. So look out for it. You're going to get constant information from the chamber from now on. We're showing you value in belonging to our organization, which is one of my biggest goals. We want you to know why you belong to the chamber, why it's important, and what the chamber can do for you. And I'm sure over the next year, President Shallow will continue to do that and grow on it even more. Even though it's been a very challenging year for the chamber with finding a new director, we have managed to accomplish all of these goals that were set forth last year. That brings me to the next person I want to talk about, which is Rick Caviello. In the chamber's time of need, Rick worked tirelessly to keep the chamber afloat, coming in his off time and staying at night, sometimes up till 10, 9, 11 o'clock. I know, because he called me. Rick wanted to make sure that our financials, our planning, and just the overview, just the general organization, was correct, it was running smoothly, it was up to date, and it was going full steam ahead. And he certainly did that, and of course, until I had to fire him when we hired you. Are we calling it a firing, Rick, or did they lay you up, or what? You're fired. All right, you're fired. But seriously, Rick saved the Chamber of Commerce this past year, and I can't say it enough, and I don't think Jody could say it enough. He single-handedly saved the Chamber of Commerce this past year, and I'm glad to see he's being honored. And I'm glad to see he's being honored for the work that he did for us. So personally, in case I haven't said it enough, thank you very much. Okay. I know the chamber is in great shape going forward over the next year, thanks to the efforts by the executive director, the board of directors, and certainly our new president, Charlotte. We're ready to continue the efforts that we set forth this past year, and I know our president is only going to expand, grow, and even further. I'm excited for all the things you have planned in 2012, 2013, and I don't know a few. So be ready. Everyone be ready to come to a lot of fun stuff. Charlotte has a bunch of great things planned, and I know it's going to be a successful year for her. Like I said, It's been a great year for the Chamber of Commerce, and I wanted to thank everyone here and the Board of Directors for their support this past year. In particular, I want to say thank you to my family and friends, some who have come from Florida and Vermont, to be here tonight. And last but not least, I want to thank Ashley for all of her support, because I know I haven't been the easiest person to deal with over the past year. That's actually her award. I appreciate you standing by me through some of the struggles this past year has presented, and I can guarantee that this year is going to be a lot easier now that the gavel's in somebody else's hand. So thank you very much. And thank all of you very much. This has been a great year. I really appreciate it. I'm honored and I'm humbled. Thank you all very much.
So that was great. We just heard Mayor McGlynn and the Executive Director, Medford Chamber of Commerce, give their awards. Jack Dempsey spoke. Turns out he did so much for the community, which is amazing. We had a great turnout as well, and everyone's excited to get some dinner. So let's go upstairs and see what Heidi is doing, who she's talking to. Sounds like everyone's having a great time in there. Let's go inside and see what's happening. Oh, there's Heidi.
Thanks, Faiven. And we're here with Rick Caraviello. Rick just won an award here at this great event. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Thank you. The award I won is for going over and above for the Chamber of Commerce. Something that I would have did even without an award. But we had a director who had an illness and got sick and wasn't able to fulfill her duties. And part of the reason I stepped in is because, first of all, I didn't want the ship to go down under my watch. So it was just something I wanted to do. I wanted Frank to have a successful organization to take over after I left. And for the community, I wanted to make sure that the organization was strong and was able to continue on.
And what organization is this?
The Chamber of Commerce.
The Chamber of Commerce?
Yes.
And didn't you win also an additional award having to do with your limo company?
Well, it wasn't so much for my company. It was more, the time I took out of my limo company to do the work for the Chamber.
Now, is there anything...
Congratulations.
And wasn't that the past president just there?
President Frank Cole.
So how do you feel winning this award? I mean,
I'm proud and humbled that Jody selected me for the award. Again, something I would have did anyways, even without an award.
So didn't Mayor McGlynn give you a plate instead of a key?
Yes.
Can you explain that for me?
I've got several keys from the city, and I teased him. I said, look, I got enough keys. Give me something else. But I teased him. I said, now that I'm a city councilor, you're afraid to give me a key because you know that I know where the money's in the city. No, but it was just a joke. But I probably got 3 or 4 different keys, and a plate was a little something different.
Upgrading in the world of Medford,
Yes.
huh?
Yes.
Is there anything you'd like to add about this event or Jack Dempsey and his winning of the award?
Jack's a great guy, certainly a worthy candidate. Many accomplishments, and again, just to be honored, just to be in with these multiple men and women who won the award in the past is an honor. I mean, I personally love to win a ship, be in this group one day, and Charlotte, hopefully, I know Charlotte will do a good job as an incoming president this year, and Frank. Cole did a great job in this term as president also. He brought the chamber up into a different era, into the modern electronic area, which we haven't had before. And I say Charlotte, she's got some good ideas, and she'll carry on the same tradition.
Thank you for talking with us, Rick.
Thank you.
And congratulations.
Thank you very much.
I'm here with Frank Call. He's now the former president of the Medford Chamber of Commerce. Now, how does it feel to get this key to the city and to step down? Is the pressure off now?
The pressure's off. It feels good. It's been a great year, but it feels good to be done. It feels good to hand the gavel over. Key to the city's fantastic. It's in plastic, but everything was great. This is a great night. So I'm glad Charlotte's taken over, and I'm excited for the next year.
Is there anything you want to say about what might happen next year for the Medford Chamber?
I don't know if I want to spoil her plans. All I can say is look out for some great fundraisers. We're going to be raising a lot of money. We're going to be doing a lot of great things for the city of Medford. So look out for the Medford Chamber of Commerce. It's only going to grow from here.
Now, what do you think was the highlight of your career as president?
The highlight of my career as president was hiring Jody Coyne as the executive director. We brought the chamber into the 21st century, which is exactly what I wanted to do. We got on Facebook, we got on Twitter. Those are things that we didn't even want anything to do with before this year. We put a newsletter out, a new website, Discover Medford book. There were so many great things that happened this year that, to pinpoint one is tough, but it was really an amazing year, and that's a tribute to the board, really.
Now, is there anything else you want to say about tonight, Jack Dempsey? Anything about the awards that were given?
Yeah.
Even Mayor McGlynn's laryngitis?
Yeah, I mean, that's the mayor with laryngitis. So, if you got him full speed, we would have been still up there. I might have just been speaking.
I think he did a good job. I anchored once laryngitis. It was difficult.
Yeah, no, he did a great job. Jack Dempsey is the perfect citizen of the year. I mean, his name is synonymous with volunteerism. He was the perfect candidate to get this award tonight. Rick Caviello. I know you just interviewed him, but Rick saved the Chamber of Commerce. I know I said it up there, and I can't say it enough. He's the reason we're here tonight, and he's a part of the reason the Chamber is doing so fantastic. So the award winners tonight were just fantastic.
Well, thank you so much for talking with us, and congratulations.
Absolutely, thank you.
And we're here with the fabulous Jack Dempsey, Citizen of the Year, who's also with me during my high school years, if you remember that.
Oh yeah.
So tell me how you're feeling tonight.
This has been an amazing night. Like I said before, when I first got the call about a month ago, I wasn't really sure what the Citizen of the Year award was. I know Medford has it, but I'm not into politics or anything like that. But I knew it was a pretty good thing. And then when Nell Escobar did that interview with the Medford Transcript, it was all over the internet. I was getting calls from everyone, and she did a little video. She
famous.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, well, what's going on here? And I knew about the banquet, and I started thinking, this is probably a pretty big deal.
Yeah.
And it turned out to be a very big deal. But there's so many people I know here through the years. I've been involved. I had 3 businesses in Medford with Dave McGilvey. I had a video store, Action Video, for 8 years in Medford. And I also owned Dempsey's Muffins for a while. I started Dempsey's Muffins, so I knew a ton of people. I probably know half the people in here, which was tremendous, and it was just so uplifting and so much fun.
So how would you say your contributions through video have affected Medford positively?
I guess pretty good. I mean, I never really thought about it until I got this award, and I think really it was the greatest generation, because that was incredible. And I can remember Tom Convey, who's an amazing man, he's just a go-getter. He doesn't quit. He said, we're going to do this. And I said, hey, I love the cause. I said, I'll do whatever I can, Tom. And when I heard the stories, I mean, you can imagine some of the stories, these people. I mean, I had tears in my eyes on a bunch of them. I was laughing. There was one story, and I think it was the mayor's father. He had a ghost platoon, a platoon of soldiers that would go out there, and they were fake, but they had all these rubber tanks and guns, and they had this unbelievable audio equipment, and they would fool the enemy, because they would think there was a third platoon in the area. So they said, we're not going to fool around with them. They get too many force out there. But one of the stories was, he was in, I don't know where it was, somewhere in Germany or something. He pulls up to this gate with the MPs guarding it, and he says, and they say, we're with the United States so-and-so, and the other group was too. And they looked at each other, and he said, where are you from? Make a long story short, they lived within a half mile of each other in Medford. They were both Medford guys, and they're fighting in World War II, and they were thousands of miles away from home. Stories like that.
That's amazing.
Injuries. Really, it was very exciting. So for me to get credit for that and helping out, it was fun for me. I mean,
you're truly recording history in Medford, and I just want to wish you, a lot of congratulations and luck in the future.
Thank you very much, and good luck with your career.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I'm here with Jody Coyne, and she's the Executive Director of the Medford Chamber of Commerce. So tell me what's up for the future in terms of technology for this club.
We're just trying to keep the chamber up to date. We update our Facebook page every day and Twitter every day. We're starting a new newsletter that should be out next week, which will be updating our new members, any specials that they're having. Just we want to keep the members more informed than they have been in the past. So that's what my plans are for the next few months. Just so we're introducing a member-to-member program where if you're a member of the chamber and you go to another business that's a member, there are certain discounts that you can get being a member of the Chamber of Commerce.
Now, what is it that you want citizens of Medford and other businesses to know, maybe to get more involved with the commerce? That the chamber is here for them. If there's something that they need help with within City Hall, we're here to help you do things like that. We're a benefit for networking amongst each of the businesses also. So, is there anything you'd like to add about tonight's events, the awards? I think it was a great evening. We had a wonderful showing. There was 225 people here, which makes me very happy. It being my first annual dinner that I've had to plan. Our Citizen of the Year, Jack, is very humbled by his winnings, which is great. But it was a great evening. Everybody seemed to have a great time, and that's what was most important. So, thank you for talking with us, Jody.
All right, thank you.
Back to you, Faiven.
Thanks, Heidi. That about wraps up our night here at Montville Plaza, where we heard great speeches and presenters gave awards to those most deserving, especially Jack Dempsey, Citizen of the Year. It's a beautiful night. It was great turnout, and the food was amazing as well. And I have to give a shout out to Mayor McGlynn with his laryngitis. He still came out to support his friend and Medford resident Jack Dempsey. Stay tuned for more coverage of Medford Cable News. I'm Faiven Fashazien.